Chances are you haven't played every one of these heartbreakers, and that's exactly why this video exists. To introduce you to the saddest games ever made, with few to no spoilers.
Something that changed my life forever.
Life is strange. Few games manage to intertwine player agency with deeply emotional storytelling the way Life is Strange does. This episodic graphic adventure centers around Max Caulfield, a high school student who discovers she has unique abilities, but her ability quickly becomes a curse, as Max learns that even the best intentions can lead to devastating outcomes. Set in the fictional town of Arcadia Bay, the game explores themes like friendship, trauma, abuse, and the fragility of memory. NieR Automata. At first glance, NieR Automata might appear to be just another stylish action RPG with flashy combat and androids. But beneath its polished surface lies one of the most emotionally complex and philosophically rich stories ever told in gaming. You play primarily as 2B, a combat android, alongside 9S, a scanner unit. What begins as a mission to reclaim Earth slowly unravels into a deeply tragic exploration of identity, consciousness, memory, and the futility of existence. The androids, designed without emotions, begin to question their purpose and experience suffering. What makes NieR Automata a truly devastating experience is the way it pulls you deeper into its emotional trap with each new playthrough. Expedition 33. In the ever-evolving landscape of emotionally driven games, Expedition 33 stands out as a haunting meditation on sacrifice, legacy, and the human condition. Developed with a painterly art direction and a hauntingly minimalist soundtrack, the game casts you into a decaying world where chosen individuals must confront a terrifying fate to ensure humanity's survival. What makes Expedition 33 so devastating is its slow, deliberate pacing. It asks players to sit with their thoughts, to listen closely to conversations tinged with finality, and to explore environments that feel mournfully beautiful. The bond between characters isn't just told through dialogue, but through shared silences and body language. The emotional gut punch comes from the slow build-up, the knowledge that every choice you make is colored by impermanence. It's one of the rare titles where the emotional impact lingers long after the credits roll. Mouthwashing is a psychological horror game that delves deep into themes of trauma, guilt, and the fragility of the human psyche. Set aboard the freighter spaceship Tulpar, the game follows 5 crew members stranded in space after a catastrophic crash. The narrative unfolds non-linearly, allowing players to piece together the events leading up to and following the crash. This storytelling approach immerses players in the characters' experiences, making the unfolding tragedies feel personal and impactful. The game's retro-inspired visuals and haunting sound design further enhance its unsettling atmosphere. Players have reported profound emotional reactions to the game, with some describing it as a gut punch that left them reflecting on its themes long after completion. Before Your Eyes introduces a very unique mechanic, your own eyes. Every time you blink, you jump forward in time. Developed by Goodbye World Games, it uses eye tracking or mouse clicks to advance the narrative. It's a literal metaphor for how fleeting and fragile life can be, and it works to devastating effect. It's the kind of story that starts off feeling warm and familiar, but soon reveals layers of sorrow and complexity.
I love it. No matter how much you like it.
Well, I reckon you didn't do it then.
Telltale's The Walking Dead Season 1 redefined emotional storytelling in games when it launched in 2012. At a time when zombies were dominating pop culture, this game took the genre in a new direction, focusing not on survival through firepower, but on relationships, sacrifice, and the raw fear of losing the people you care about. You play as Lee Everett, a convicted man who finds himself thrust into the chaos of the zombie apocalypse. The emotional weight of every decision you make is enormous, and the game never lets you forget that even good choices can have bad outcomes. To the Moon, developed by Freebird Games, this pixel art indie title may look simple on the surface, but it tells a story that resonates far deeper than most games with 10 times the budget. With no combat puzzles or traditional gameplay loops, it focuses entirely on narrative and what a story it tells. You play as 2 doctors working for a company that grants dying patients one final wish by altering their memories. Their latest client is an elderly man named Johnny, whose final request is simple, yet strange. He wants to go to the moon. What follows is a journey backward through Johnny's memories, uncovering the reasons behind his wish and the life he led. While avoiding spoilers, it's safe to say that To the Moon deals with themes of love, regret, memory, and the power of small, shared moments. OMORI. At first glance, OMORI appears to be a quirky, pastel-colored indie RPG with charming pixel art and a surreal dream world. But beneath its whimsical surface lies a deeply emotional and unsettling experience that slowly unravels into one of the most affecting stories in modern gaming. Developed by Automata, OMORI explores themes of anxiety, trauma, grief, and mental illness through a dual-world structure, one whimsical and symbolic, the other grounded and painfully real. The turn-based combat system cleverly reflects emotional states rather than traditional RPG stats, with characters feeling sad, angry, or happy instead of poisoned or stunned. This emotional framing isn't just a gimmick. It reinforces the idea that every encounter, every dialogue, is part of a larger emotional journey. That dragon, Cancer's unlike any other game you've ever played, or ever will. It isn't about winning or losing. It's a deeply personal autobiographical experience crafted by Ryan and Amy Green, chronicling their real-life journey with their son Joel's terminal cancer diagnosis. The game serves as a vessel for grief, faith, love, and helplessness, told through fragmented vignettes that mirror the disorienting, often surreal nature of trauma. Instead of traditional gameplay mechanics, the player is guided through symbolic moments. Sitting in a hospital room, watching a child sleep, praying in silence, the interactivity is subtle but powerful. It forces you to be there, to bear witness. What Remains of Edith Finch is a masterclass in storytelling, an emotionally resonant journey through memory, family legacy, and the tragic beauty of life's fleeting moments. Developed by Giant Sparrow, the game places you in the shoes of Edith, the last surviving member of the enigmatic Finch family, as she returns to her childhood home to uncover the fate of her relatives. The house itself becomes a labyrinth of memories, each room frozen in time and echoing with the lives once lived there. What makes Edith Finch so profoundly affecting is the way it tells each family member's story with a different gameplay style. The game invites you to quietly explore the nature of grief, how we process death, and how stories, true or not, shape the people we become. There's a tenderness to the way Edith searches for meaning, and a poetic sadness in how these tales are told, often with a wistful sense of wonder. The remake of Silent Hill 2, developed by Bloober Team and published by Konami, resurrects one of the most emotionally devastating games of all time with modern visuals, reimagined mechanics, and a hauntingly faithful atmosphere. While it retains the narrative core that made the 2001 original a masterpiece of psychological horror, the remake sharpens every edge, making the sorrow cut even deeper. Set in a fog-choked town lost to grief and decay, the game follows James Sunderland, a man drawn back to Silent Hill by a mysterious letter from someone he thought he had lost forever. What unfolds is not just a descent into horror, but into memory, guilt, and emotional paralysis. The game's monsters are still disturbing, but it's the psychological weight behind them that truly unsettles. Whether you're returning to Silent Hill or stepping into it for the first time, the remake captures something few games dare to explore: the quiet terror of confronting your own past.